is Imogen Clark, and you're listening to No Good Music. I've seen Bruce a few times now. I've been very lucky
Oh,
to see him a few
wow.
times. Once in actually, I've seen him twice in Australia, once in Sydney, and once at a place called Hanging Rock outside of Melbourne. And
Hmm.
at the Hanging Rock concert, what was really cool is that he had an opening act by the name of Diesel, who is an amazing rock artist in Australia.
Okay.
He is someone that, we really, he's had some major success in Australia over a 30-year career. And I was opening for Diesel's shows at that time
Hmm.
in my life. And he said, I'm opening for Springsteen at Hanging
Oh.
Rock. Um, do you want to come and sing with me?
Wow.
Cool.
And I
That's
was
great.
like, that's incredible. So I got to sing a Bonnie Raitt song, or originally John Prine, Angel from
Hmm.
Montgomery, as a duet with Diesel as he opened for Springsteen at Hanging Rock. So I felt like I was like one person removed. I was
Hmm.
like, yes,
Yeah.
this is the closest I'll be to Springsteen. But then I got to watch the show and it was incredible. I've also seen him in Hyde Park in London. He is one of
Hmm.
my biggest inspirations as far as like anthemic, cathartic
Hmm.
rock, sort of rock pop, and so
But poetic too.
Poetic, yeah.
relatable. Like
Yeah.
so poetic, it's
Yes.
so
Yeah.
relatable. He really catches the everyman's
Hmm.
um emotions and
Hmm.
experiences in life
Right,
and the
Well,
right.
he's like
struggles.
Tom Waits, but maybe you can more listenable.
Yeah.
Just 3 years ago in 2021, you had the opportunity to work with Colin Hay. The song was called First Class Man. Now, did you? I noticed the video. I don't think he's in the video. Is that true? So I don't know.
No, no.
Okay. Did you record this together in the studio, or was this like tell us about this song and how it came about, if you could.
Sure. So Colin and I got connected through a mutual songwriter friend of ours, and the beautiful thing is that Colin is an absolute superstar. He's such a renowned songwriter and
Hmm.
performer, and he's had such a storied career, and he really didn't need to say yes to writing with an emerging artist from Australia, and yet he did, which was so beautiful, and he welcomed me to his home. Outside of LA in Topanga Canyon, and we had this beautiful time where we sat in his studio and we just chatted about music. And then um, I mentioned to him that I'd been wanting to write a song for a friend of mine whose name was Glenn Hanna. He was a beautiful guitarist and musical director who had been musically directing my band in Australia for a few years.
Hmm.
And just the year prior, we'd lost Glenn. He'd lost his battle with depression, and we lost him. And it was a really, really awful experience that was
Hmm.
surprising because I and many, many others had no idea how much he was struggling with depression
That's
until he was
difficult.
gone.
Yeah.
So it was a really devastating time, and I was trying to make sense of it, and I really wanted to write Glenn a song, but doing it by myself was proving to be really, really hard. And
Hmm.
so I took the idea to Colin, and he was so gracious and kind, and he had been through a similar experience himself over the years. So we wrote this song called First Class Man for Glenn. And when it got time to record it later that year, it became something where we felt we would love to have Colin's voice on it, kind of providing this almost this kind of ghost like, very haunting
Hmm.
vocal. And he was again so gracious and said
And it's
yes.
called The Art of Getting Through, and it comes out in a couple weeks, May 31st. And I love the cover,
Oh, yeah.
and it's kind of a simple cover, but I I interpret it as sometimes we have only maybe ourselves to carry us through tough times or get us to a better place in life.
And you are carrying yourself through.
Yeah,
So
and
is that
you with the
Mhm.
move, the big move, and I mean,
Yeah,
what does the cover?
represent or mean to you? What does that mean?
Yeah, that's a great interpretation, and honestly, it is that. It's really the idea of I would sort of sum it up by saying you have to be your own hero. I grew up
Mhm.
with a really strong feminist mother, and she would always tell me that, the cavalry's not coming. It's
Hmm.
your job to pick yourself up, and no one's here to save you from situations. It's all up to you to kind of lift yourself through it. And I think part of the meaning, you know, this whole album really is about the idea that, like, there is no fresh start in life. There's not really a clean slate. Sometimes you can't get over things. Sometimes you carry them with you, but you can learn to get through the thing. And the things that you struggle to get through are the things that make you who you are. And you don't forget your past self. You carry yourself with you at all times, and your past versions of yourself, you carry them with you, but you learn and you become refreshed and new just through moving through life and its challenges. So that's really the theme of the album, and it's reflected in the beautiful, beautiful cover art, which is by an incredible Melbourne-based photographer and creative director named Julia McGoran. She's just absolutely stunning. Her art is beautiful.